Hello, hello. I think this is working. Hey everybody, hey, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on wherever you are at. My name is Axel from Get Speaking English. Welcome to the stream. Uh Sorry if you were if you were here yesterday. This didn't work at all for me yesterday, so I've been having a lot of tech problems. But I think I sorted them out. I'm crossing my fingers that this will stay connected for the duration of this stream and that everything will be fine. Anyways, so I am live right now, currently on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch. Hello, Jacqueline. It's so good to see you again. Welcome back to the stream. There are some addresses at the bottom of the stream you can see there. If you would like to participate today, you are welcome to hop on at any of those websites and you can participate in this activity with me. We are going to be doing this crossword together, so that's what we're going to be doing right now. So what's going to happen is I'm going to basically lead the conversation. I'm going to pick which question we're going to work on when. I'm going to provide an explanation of the clue and also give you some additional clues and information and things like that to help you figure out the answer. So when you think you know what the answer is, please put it in the chat and then I will be able to put it up on the screen and we will figure out how to do. We will fill the crossword that way. All right? So don't be shy. Again, like I said, I am live on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch. You can participate in either of the in any of those places. I will be able to see your comments, and the more help, the better. You know, this goes so much more quickly when other people are helping me. So please go ahead and don't be shy. Give me a hand here. I do have a couple of rules though about how this is going to work. So just really quickly, and if you already know how this works, you know, feel free to grab a drink, come back here. But I'm going to explain really quickly how this works. So my first rule is no cheating, okay? So there are websites out there where you could go and find the answers to this crossword. Please don't do that. Don't use the internet. I think we should be able to figure it out together. Usually this crossword isn't too hard. So don't use the internet unless I tell you, okay? So hopefully we won't have to. Also too, please follow the conversation. So don't jump ahead, start talking about question 23 when we are talking about question 11, okay? So don't rush ahead, don't ruin it for people, just try to follow along. Sometimes too, I like to, we might go on little side quests talking about different language and things like that comes up along the way. Sometimes people have questions that I will talk about, that I will address as well. So if you have questions about anything that comes up in the crossword, you are welcome to post them in the chat as well. And we might discuss them. So follow the conversation, don't ruin it. Also, please be nice to one another. The chat is open, like I said. So let's create a nice, friendly learning environment where everybody can participate. Also, please be nice to me as well. I am human. I make mistakes all the time as well. I am also not using the internet to figure this out. So sometimes I make mistakes too. That happens. It's also important to keep in mind that this is an American crossword, so American spelling will be used. So on the screen, you can see some examples of the differences between American and British spelling. Sometimes too, there are differences in vocabulary and things like that. So just keep in mind, this is an American crossword. So everything will be American unless indicated otherwise. Also, too, if there is trivia, a lot of it is about the United States. However, this crossword in particular is usually about language, so we won't have to know a lot of trivia and things like that. So that's going to be really good. So most of the questions will be about language, so we won't need to know much about trivia, which is good. I'm not a trivia person. Also, it's really important to know that the answers will match the questions, so they will use the same type of word. So for example, if there is a plural noun in the question, there will also be a plural noun in the answer. If there is an adjective, for example, in the question, it will probably be an adjective in the answer. An abbreviation will have an abbreviation. So all of those things match, and that is really, really helpful. Sometimes you'll see me popping in S's and EDs in places. That's because we can use that to help us fill in information. So that's really handy to know. Also too, on this crossword, multiple word answers are okay. So sometimes there may be a phrasal verb or a common phrase, maybe a title, something like that, parts of a sentence. All of those are okay. It won't tell us when something is a multiple word answer, but hopefully I will be able to identify it as we're going through. I will let you know if something is multiple words, and we will figure it out together. Also too, because we are here to review English, right? We're here to learn a bit of English as well. It's really important to keep in mind that this is a crossword, so sometimes there are words in the crossword that I wouldn't use in real life. So sometimes they're a little bit outdated, old-fashioned. Maybe they're really formal. I will try to let you know, though. I will let you know if something is useless, okay? Yeah, so I will let you know if something is useless. However, we will review a lot of very useful things. And sometimes, too, I've tried to give a more common alternative if something is something you can't use. So we will still review a lot of very useful language, and we will learn a lot of very useful things today, so don't worry. Yeah, okay, so let's go right back to the crossword then. So I took a look at this a little bit earlier while I was looking. It's not super hard, but I think there are a couple of kind of tricky things in here. A lot of trivia, unfortunately, but I couldn't find a better one. So we're gonna go with it. Anyways, so the first one here, so across number 1 here, this flat fish, and we have a skilled shooter. Let's talk about the fish first. Let's see. This fish here. We'll see if we know the name of this fish. So I do know what this is. So this fish, it's actually related. This fish is related to a shark. So I don't know if that's gonna help actually, because there are kind of different types of fish. There are ones that actually have bones, and there are ones that have cartilage. This one has bones that are made up of cartilage, which are kind of like a squishy, like what you have in your nose. That's cartilage, where it's kind of bendy. But these guys, they're kind of, they look almost like dinner plates with really long tails. So I'm gonna get a picture of what this is. And let's see if anybody knows what the name of this fish is. Just a second here. Dun, dun, dun. They look kind of like dinner plates. Okay, the one that I'm gonna show doesn't look like a dinner. It doesn't look like a dinner plate at all. But they're very fat. They're very flat. They kind of almost have like these wing-like things. We're looking for the name of one of these guys. So if you know what this is, let me know. What about interesting looking fish? A very odd looking fish. For sure. Oh, this one looks more like a dinner plate. Just so you don't think that I'm crazy. Right there. So one of these guys, Yeah, so this, I mean, this might be a tricky one. Okay, yeah. Alright, cool. There is so this is like one of those words that have like multiple meanings. So the name of this actually is also, this word is also the name of an activity, or maybe not, we could use it as a verb. Is also, how about this? An activity we do in winter on ice. Or I should say it's is also the name of a type of shoe. There we go. We use for an activity we do in winter on ice. I'm gonna get a picture. If I can get a picture. Jeez. Second here. There we go. They kind of have these blades on the bottom. What are these? The same word. Different meaning. Get this off here. Yeah, so this is a skate. And so this animal is also known as a skate. So, yeah, so this is a skate in English. A funny little creature. But yeah. And they're apparently related to sharks. So I don't know if you knew that. Some trivia there though for you. Animal trivia. And this of course is a skate as well that we use for doing ice skating. Alright, perfect. Let's do this one, the skill shooter. So skilled shooter. So somebody who's skilled at something, very good at something, right? And a shooter probably is something maybe to do with guns, maybe? Someone who shoots guns, right? I think this person, I think I got that right. This is a person who kind of shoots things from very far away. This is a person very far away. Yeah. And we see it in the chat on YouTube. I'm just gonna get a picture really quickly and see if anybody on Facebook maybe knows too. But I'm just gonna get a picture. Maybe we could kind of see here. This guy kind of, you know, they have heavy camouflage, right? So they blend into the background and then they are able to lie in wait and shoot things from afar. So you're right, this is a sniper. So a sniper. That's gonna be the name of our skilled shooter. Perfect. What else we have here? So trivia, no trivia. Can we do this one? Oh, let's do this one really quickly. So a synonym for the word salary, right? So salary is basically the money that you earn from doing a job, right? And typically a salary, it's you know, you negotiate that you get maybe an amount for the entire year, and it doesn't really fluctuate depending on your hours, right? Whereas this one, this answer can kind of be a salary, but it could also be maybe an hourly wage as well, right? Something like that. Exactly. This one is going to be the word pay. So pay is also just another way that we can refer to the money we earn from a job. All right, perfect. Awesome. What else do we have here? So this is trivia. Yeah, there's a lot of trivia in here. I think we could do this one though. This crazy chalk. Something. The only thing is I don't like how this question is phrased. I mean, yeah, you could use this as a noun. I feel like I would use this more as like a verb that describes talking crazy. Like maybe if you're really angry about something, you would go on and on and on and on and on. Kind of means, you know, you talk a lot about something, sort of like a, yeah, maybe to talk at length in an angry way about something. Or maybe about silly things or crazy things as well. Yeah, so usually I would use this for speaking. I suppose you could also refer to this in writing as well. You could write, you know, really long things about complaining about something online, maybe. And I would also use this word to describe this. Yeah. Here is the official definition, too. Just, since it's a little bit better than mine. So to speak, write, or shout in a loud, uncontrolled, or angry way, often saying confused or silly things. It ends in a T. I'll put that in here. So it's gonna end in a T. Put that there. Is there something in? So, so it's not roar. Kind of similar. Roar is more like a large, like a really loud sound that an animal might make, and also a crowd might roar as well too, if they, you know, they interrupted applause or cheering or something. This here, so this talking really crazy. This is gonna be a rant. So a rant is gonna be our crazy talk. And I'm gonna give it I'm gonna put it in show you some sentences here, how we would use this word. So here we go. He's always ranting. Say ranting on. I would just say ranting like that. He's always ranting about the government. He's always going on and on and on and on and on about the government, and he's probably very unhappy with the government. So he is ranting about it, really upset. And this is a good little this, I like this example too, because this has a great collocation that we would use this as well too. So I get fed up with my mother ranting and raving all the time, ranting and raving about my clothes all the time. So we might say ranting and raving. You rant and rave about something. So that's a collocation that we would use that in here. And we could also use this as a noun as well too. So here's an example with the noun. So the minister's speech descended into a rant. There we go, into a rant against his political opponents. So there we could use it as a noun. Yeah, so that's what that one is. Let's see what else we can do here. I'm just gonna put this in here so we don't do trivia. A lot of names in this little corner. Let's do this one really quickly. So the price setting, the setting could refer to the location of something, right? All right, so the price setting, basically, we're looking for a location or a place where you would find the price of something. So the location or place where you'd find the price of something. So if you were buying something at the store, for example, I'm gonna say if you're buying something at the store, you would look at something as something specific, either that's put right on the product, right? So maybe if you have clothes, for example, there might be a little thing on it that would show you the price, or maybe too, they would have the little, you know, the little, almost like little placards, like plaques with the little signs with the price. Looking for that word. I'm gonna get a picture. I'm gonna get a picture of one of these guys. The 3-letter word, we can see it starts with a T. Kind of one of these guys, right? Those little pieces of paper. Or maybe one of these guys. Well. So one of these guys. So these little guys, these little pieces of paper, so those are called the price tag. So we're going to look at the tag for information about the price of a product. So price tag will be the place where we would get the price of something. Alrighty. What else we got here? Let's do this one, maybe? A mirror sight. Something you would see in a mirror. A mirror, that is a reflective surface, right? That, you know, basically shows, I'm gonna get a picture, maybe. Maybe I'll get a picture. Let's see here. We can get a picture of a mirror. Here we go. Here we can see like this picture mirror on a wall, right? You might use that to look at your, it shows a reflection of the things that are in front of it, right? So it shows a reflection, right? The things that are in front of it. So yeah, so thinking about that, obviously the word reflection doesn't fit here in this answer, right? But we could think about it even more simply than just as a reflection, right? Yeah, exactly. You would see an image, right? So you would see your image in the mirror, for example. You would see the image of whatever was in front of the mirror. Exactly. So let's put this in here. I'm gonna put Kamala's name here. And let's do this one. So to vote in something. Okay. Yeah. So to vote in somebody. This is kind of a, like, it's a phrasal verb, right? But we know that if you vote for something, you know, have your little, you basically choose the best one out of maybe a number of candidates, right? Basically to vote, maybe like to say which is your favorite or best, or which is your choice of candidate, maybe. And then you would have a little ballot and you would say what your preference is, right? So we're looking for a verb basically that refers to this process, right? So yeah, a verb that refers to selecting your favorite candidate, yeah, typically for office or whatever like that. Exactly. So this is gonna be elect. Yes. So, and I know that, you know, I'm like I'm describing this as like that process, right? But then after too, you know, when you vote, you would vote in somebody, they would be elected basically, right? After the fact. So yeah, so this is gonna be elect. So to vote in somebody basically means that refers to, this refers to whoever basically wins the election. Let me put that in a sentence, maybe. Let's see. I'm just like looking. See if I can get a good sentence. Getting a lot of election information. Here we go. Maybe. Vote in, vote for. Jeez. Well, you would vote in somebody. They voted in, you know, they voted Trump in to the presidency, the US, right? Usually like something like that. Okay. Anyways. Table protector. Table protector. Okay. There we go. These little things, so this is a little thing, like a little, usually like a little disc or something that you might use to put underneath your glass. You use this, or rather you put this underneath your glass, your drinking glass, to prevent condensation from ruining the tables. Ruining the wood, basically. Or from, like, ruining the surface of the table, let's say that. And you're like, what the heck is condensation? I'm going to show you what condensation is. Condensation is when, you know, water, like wet droplets, form on the outside of something because there's a temperature difference. Usually the thing inside the glass is really cold, and then the water, it makes the outside of the glass wet, right? So you typically would put something, and actually you could even see here in this picture, there's a little something underneath this glass that's preventing the water from touching the surface of the table. So we're looking for the name of whatever the heck that is. Here's another picture. Oh, I can't show this one. Here we go. This is a good one. So it's not gonna be a cover-up. Not a cover-up. Although maybe you're thinking about maybe the tablecloth, maybe tablecloth. We're looking for these little discs here. Whatever the heck this little disc is. Oh, we know it starts with a C. This could be a new word for some of us, which is cool. Oh wait, these little things, these little discs are called coasters. So I think coaster is gonna be the word here. Yeah, so coaster, the name of those little things you would put underneath. And as I was Googling for a coaster, an image of a different type of coaster also came up. So A coaster could also be refer to one of these things, right? One of these rides at an amusement park. A roller coaster. So a slightly different type of coaster. Completely different things. But yeah, we would maybe ride a coaster at an amusement park, right? Or we would use a coaster underneath your drink to prevent the condensation from getting your table wet. All right. All right, what else do we have here? Called chide sound. This is a baseball reference. Baseball reference. So an ump is short. It's short for umpire, which is a person in baseball. He's kind of like a referee. Here is a picture of some people there playing some people there playing baseball. You can see that looks like one of the guys slid to the base, right? And then the umpire basically calls whether a play is good or not. So there are a couple different things that they might call. And yeah, exactly. So one of the things that he might say is that something is out. So that might be something an umpire would say. Yeah, exactly. So something's out. It's typically like it's not it's like out of bounds or something. So I'm not really a baseball person. So, but yeah, he would definitely say that something is out. So basically the play is not good. What else can we do here? Looking for ones that are not super hard. Super is something like that. Boy, what it is. I know what this is, but we're not gonna get this. Let's do this one. We should be able to do this. So, a news item. News item. So, basically something you would talk about in the news. Something that would be talked about in the news, right? Maybe like a very, usually like a significant thing that happened, right? Because you don't talk about nothing in the news, right? But you would usually talk about, you know, something that happens, usually something that's maybe really important or maybe really unusual, right? You might talk about, I'm gonna give you a hint. It starts with an E. Because I don't think my, this might be tricky to get with my explanation. But yeah, something that, you know, if something happens, you would talk about it in the news, right? So maybe there was a sporting whatever, or maybe a social something. Maybe you would talk about that, for example, like talk about the baseball game, for example. That would be an example of whatever the heck this is, or maybe a social something as well, maybe like a gathering, or maybe like a conference, something really important, right? So an event, exactly. An event is something that you would talk about in the news, something important that takes place that is worth talking about. All right. Here we go. And there we go. Anyways, yeah, exactly. Good here. let's do this one. Because I think we'll be able to get this one. Long-legged bird. You know what this is? You know how in, okay, something. So I don't know if this is true worldwide, but here sometimes they say that this type of bird brings babies. So, some people say that this bird brings babies. Like it's kind of like a bit of a something that you would tell a child, right? You're like, oh, this bird brings, like, delivers babies. Just a second. I'm gonna get a picture to show what I mean. Maybe. But it is a long-legged bird. Yeah, it's like kind of like a myth that they deliver babies. Kind of like that, you can see. Anyways. We're looking for the name of this bird. This bird that they say in myth delivers babies or brings babies. I don't know where that came from. But, whatever the heck this is called. It starts with an S. It starts with an S. Yeah, this is a tricky one. Having to, like, know. This is such a random word. But this would be a common one to know, especially, like, C1, C2 level. So, because at that level you want all the details, right? You want to know all the details of all the different things. Anyways, this bird with like the long legs and the long beak. This is called a stork. And yeah, there's like a myth, or they might, like, fairy tale. They say that storks bring babies. And I'm not sure where that came from. Although I was looking really quickly, because one of these images I'll link to an article about where that came from. But it's very long. Anyways, yeah. Do they say this too where you are? Let me know. I'm wondering how widespread this myth is. So let me know. Anyways, what else do we have here? I think this should be really easy. Comes in. I'm gonna put an S here. Comes in. Something. Is it? Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay, great. So this wasn't crazy. That's good. Yeah, it's a cute one. Comes in. I think we're talking about when somebody maybe comes into your house. It's verb to talk about when someone comes into a building, basically. So comes into a building, basically. As opposed to the opposite would be maybe to, like, exits would be to, like, leave, right? But we're looking for the other one. So basically, comes into a building. So super close, super close. It's going to be enters. Enters with an E. There we go, like enters. But yeah, you would enter a building and you would exit a building. And we would use comes in. Oops. Comes in would be like that phrasal verb equivalent, basically. This is to go in and out. Likewise. I think we might know this one. So if you say something is likewise, basically means, it kind of means like the same, right? Basically. Let me put how you would say likewise into a sentence. It's kind of like a, here we go. So just water these plants twice a week. And likewise, so similarly, the same, the ones in the bedroom. Or actually, I would also use it this way. This is how I would use this word. I would use this as a reply, basically. And I think that's what this question is getting at. They want this as a reply. So informally, we might say, for example, here, I don't have time to spend hours preparing one dish, okay? So this person is complaining about cooking. And if you agree with them, if you have the same experience, I would just say likewise. So it's the exact same for me. So that is a super common thing to say, like, it's the exact same for me. And this is a great little sort of informal retort if, or reply if something is the same. Like, likewise, I feel the exact same way. So we're looking for a word that basically means the same, or to repeat something. A word that means the same, basically. And you would also use this kind of like saying likewise. But typically used to say that maybe you agree with something, maybe. So, So I wonder if we're gonna know this one. Maybe. It's a good one. It's a good one to know. I will give you a hint. It starts with a D. There. I'm gonna put a D here. Like a super short word we would use to basically mean like, the same. And I would use it like a reply too, like this. Here. Let's put this in a sentence. Maybe. Here we go. Here we go. In a sentence. So I really hate TV shows, or sorry, I hate reality TV shows. And then the response might be, instead of saying likewise, I might say this word to say that I mean the same thing. Anyways, this word, great word. This is ditto. Ditto. D-I. Oops. I-T-O. So ditto. I feel the exact same way. Yeah. So, and I would typically use it as a reply if I felt the same way to someone else. Here it is again to hit different sentence too. So it rained Saturday and it rained Sunday. Ditto Monday. So the exact same thing happened on Monday. So here we can see that it was like used in here as well. But yeah, we would just basically use this to say that maybe the same thing happened, or I would agree with something, or I agree with what somebody else said. Ditto. Likewise, for me too. We are on the same page. Okay. Up here. Under, in a way. Oh, okay. Something. E-A, something. So, under. If you put somebody under, so if you put somebody under, you maybe give them anesthesia, I don't even know. My spelling, this is not right. Oh no. Anesthesia. I have to check my spelling. There we go. Oh, it's easier. I typed it right in there. Okay, here we go. Okay, you give them anesthesia, basically some sort of drug or something like that, so they go to sleep, right? You give them anesthesia, like a general anesthesia maybe. You get the anesthesia or some other drug basically to put them asleep, right? So we're looking for a word that means that you do this to somebody. So super, super close here. So it definitely has like the S here. The day, we have like the T here. So here we go. Oh yeah, we can see the T. Yeah, we would say that they are, well, so you would sedate somebody. So you would sedate them, that would be the verb. Sedative. Yeah, so sedative, so that is the noun here. Here though, we're looking for like the adjective form, because we are under, so we are in that state. So we're looking for the adjective, but you guys are thinking about the right thing. So the sedative will be the noun. And then the state. We're looking for the state here, basically. The adjective. For when we are put under, basically. Yeah. Exactly. So sedated. Exactly. And welcome, Elena. It's great to see you. Perfect. Yeah. So sedated. So let's put that here. Amazing. All right. Great job, guys. All right. Nice. So we got that. What else do we got here? What else can we do? We got some really light. I'm just gonna put this in here because we're not gonna get this. This might be a new word for us, maybe, but it's a great word to know. So here, annoy kind of means to bother, right? Maybe you do something that sort of upsets someone, right? To do that make other people upset, right? So you ignore them, maybe you pest them. And there's another, this is not a very common verb, but a good one. Oops, RK. There we go. It basically means the same thing. I don't know if we're gonna know this one. This one might be a new word for us. But it's a good one though. So if you think you know it, or even if you have a guess, let me know. I think it's gonna be new. That's fine. I'm gonna show you guys how we would use this word. But it basically means to maybe to pest, bother somebody. And I would actually typically use this more in a sort of as a passive. So arc. So arc is actually, I'm going to show you what an arc is while we're guessing. An arc is actually a in biblical times, or not biblical, in the Bible, the ark was the really big boat that Moses took all the animals on or something. So that's what the ark is. I'm just gonna get a picture here. So here's an ark. So you can see like the boat with the animals. Great guess though. This one is gonna be irk. So if something irks you, it annoys you or it bothers you. So if something irks you, it bothers you. And so I might use it more like this, for example, here. So the negative reply to my complaint really irked me. So it really irked me. It really bothered me. This is how I would use this word. Yeah, so if something bothers me, it irks me. Or here's another example too. Again, talking about comments. Her comments really irked me. Exactly. So anything that kind of annoys you, you could say irks you. So, for example, you know, people who talk loudly on their cell phones on the bus irk me. So let me know if something irks you. If you have anything that irks you in the chat, let me know. And let's see what else we can do here. I really liked Ooh, I wonder if we would get this, maybe. This is a good slang word. And we could see that it's going to be a past form, right? So the questions always match the answers. So if there's a past here, there's going to be a past here. Yeah, so really liked. So if you, I'm gonna use the you think? Oh, I want to explain this one. This is such like a slang term. It irks me when I don't find the word, right? Yeah, it irks me when I can't figure out how to explain a question. So this one is irking me right now. Cause this is a slang thing. So okay, so we could use this word to say that you really liked something. So we could use this word to say that you really liked something, but we would also use it, I'm gonna use another more common way. For example, if you were to create a hole in the ground, if you created a hole in the ground, also means maybe made a hole in the ground. I'm gonna get a picture, for example, of what the heck I mean. Or actually these, I'm gonna get a picture a second here. Here we go. All right, here we go. We can see here that these people are looking. It looks like they're gonna plant a tree or something like that. Yeah, so they look like they're planting a tree here, right? So dig is the base form, right? Like, so to dig, and this is one of those irregular verbs, right? So do you know what the past form and the past participle are? So it's an irregular verb. So if you think you know what the past form is, put in the chat. But you're right. So dig. Dig is the verb. Also starts with a D. I guess I could put that much in here. D. And it's gonna end in a G. I'm gonna put that here. Oops. Go. Dug, exactly, dug. Yeah. Alright, yeah. So dig, dug, dug. That is the verb. So we can also say that if you dig something, you like it a lot. I don't know if people actually still say that. I feel that is kind of like outdated, but if you dig something, you like it a lot. So for example, maybe somebody is wearing something, they have an outfit, you think it's really nice, or you think it's really great. You could say to them, you know, I really dig your outfit, or something like that. Basically to say, I really like your outfit. So yeah, so we could say that. Yeah, so if you dig something, you like it a lot. So if you really liked, it's gonna be dug. I really dug the show last night. I could say something like that. So maybe I went to a concert, so I really dug the show last night. Or I dug the movie I liked. But I feel that this is a little bit outdated. I don't think that people super say that, but, or at least I don't hear people saying it too often these days. But that's what it is. Okay, what else do we have here? Yeah, we can do this one. This might be a new word for us. But it's kind of an interesting one to know. Diminishes means something gets smaller and smaller and smaller, right? Do you dig my crosswords? Thank you. I also dig doing these crosswords. I think it's a lot of fun. I love when people participate as well too. It's really fantastic. So I really enjoy this. Yeah, so to diminish means something gets smaller and smaller. It's smaller and smaller. This word, pretty sure this is gonna be a new word, but we use this word typically maybe to refer to water. So whatever this one is. So we use this word to refer to water typically. You know, like the sea level, for example, right? Because the tide will come in and the tide will go out, right? Use it to talk about the tide coming in and out. So the tide is that phenomenon that happens when the water will rise during certain periods of the day, or the ocean will rise during certain periods of the day, and then it goes out. So whatever this word is, I don't know if we're gonna know this one. Starts with an E though. I'm gonna put it here. And there's kind of like a collocation that I think that's good to talk about. Yeah. But if you think you know, I think this is gonna be a new one. But that's fine. This one here, yeah, this one. So, ebb is the word that we would use. So I know that that's a weird one. My crossword's acting weird. So we would, but we would say there's an idiom that we would use this word in. There's an idiom that we would use this in here. We would say that, like, something like the ebb and flow of something. And that basically refers to the way, like the natural way how maybe something is more intense for a bit, and then it lessens for a while, and then it gets more intense for a bit, and then it lessens. Here's the official sort of definition. So the way in which the level of something regularly becomes higher or lower in a situation. So here, let's put this in a sentence. So you have to accept the ebb and flow of love in a relationship. So you have to sort of you know, sometimes you like somebody a lot, and then sometimes you get a little bit annoyed, and it kind of goes back and forth, right? It's typically not super consistent all the time, but it's normal though, right? And we could also use it to refer to sort of just like the normal changes that might happen in a situation. So here, for example, the ebb and flow of politics in Washington goes on as usual. So, you know, lots of things are happening all the time. That would be the ebb and flow of a situation. So this is a good one. Sort of a random idiom to know. I feel like this is more useful to know than just knowing this word by itself. So, okay. Anyways, what else could we do here? Picture stat. We're not gonna do that. Rickety boat. Up to. Gaggle group. Oh, do you know what a gaggle is? A gaggle? A gaggle is a group of animals. And not just any type of animal. It is a type of bird, a group of birds. A group of a specific type of bird. I'm gonna get a picture. I'm gonna get a picture. If you think you know what that is. Oops. I think that's enough. Group of birds. Oh, I'm gonna get a picture. We have these in Canada. These are a group of these guys. If you know what these are, let me know. Or similar ones. I'm gonna get a slightly different picture of these two, which might be more common. Here's a white one. A white group of these birds. They're kind of a like farmyard animal, sort of, although here we have wild ones, and they are very vicious. Actually, they can be really dangerous. They're really crazy. Anyways, one of these birds are called a goose. A group of them are called geese. And so a group of geese is called a gaggle of geese. Alright, so we got a gaggle of geese. Kind of like some random thing to know. But yeah, this is a common word. People would know this. So it's a good little C1, C2 level word to know. That is a common one. What else do we have here? Up to. This is like I think it's an adverb. We use this word often to talk about sort of a point in time. So whatever this is. So we use this word to refer to a point in time. Basically, like up to, right? Up to, they're preceded the question. Up to a point in time. I'm gonna put this in a sentence. Like a little gap fill. See if we can get it that way. Here we go. So I was up something 3 o'clock, trying to get it finished. Trying to get my project finished, maybe, or something like that. Something like that. Or here is another one. So not limit. This is a super basic, like, super basic word that we learned very early on. We're talking about time. So here's another one. So shouldn't we wait? Anthony gets here. So shouldn't we wait up to his arrival, basically? So a little word that we would use there. It's like a preposition. I think it's an adverb. A preposition. Until, exactly. So until. Use until to refer to a point in time or whatever. So I was up until 3 o'clock trying to get it finished. Or, yeah, shouldn't we wait until Anthony's here? Put that in here. Nice. Right, cool. Cool. Tender. Okay. I'm gonna put an S here, because we have an S here. Oops. Since we have a noun here, we have a plural noun here, we have a plural noun here. If something is tender, so a spot, basically a location, right? Or a place, right? And if something is tender can have a couple different meanings, right? If we refer to food as being tender, is maybe soft and easy to chew, right? So food that is tender is soft and easy to chew, right? We might say that meat is tender, or cook your meat until it's tender so it kind of falls off the bone and it's very easy to eat, it's very easy to chew, right? But we could also use something, we could also say that something is tender if it is really, if it's painful, if you have a pain, something is tender. Something painful could also be described as tender. So, you know, my leg was a bit tender after working out, maybe, right? Because I used it a lot, maybe I ran a lot, and then my legs were feeling pretty tender the day after because I used them a lot, right? Okay, so basically looking for a word, basically a word that means for spots, painful spots, kind of, basically. Yeah, I feel like as a noun, you guys might not know this one, but I think that as an adjective, we might know this. We could also just use the word without an S to refer to something that is just a part of your body that is painful. So we can use this adjective, the adjective form of the word, to refer to a part of your body that is in pain, basically, and hurts a lot. And I'm gonna give you another hint. It starts with an S. Let's put an S here. So if you are hurting, if you're hurting and it hurts a lot, I have another way we can use it. Kind of like here, this guy looks like maybe his throat hurts. So we would use this word maybe to talk of if your throat hurts a lot, maybe. Or maybe if your muscles really ache as well, too. Anyways, sore. We would say that something is sore if it's really painful. So we might say that this guy has a sore throat. And then we can also refer to, like, areas that are kind of painful, or maybe if you have, like, little blemishes or something, little painful, maybe things on your lip and stuff like that. We could also call those sores. And they would be very tender because they are painful. I try to get a picture, but they're all kind of gross. So, I'm not looking to gross anybody out here. But, yeah, so something's little sore spots, we could say. Yeah, everything is kind of not that great. Anyways, yeah, so little painful spots we could refer to as sores. I don't know if there's anything else we can get here as a group. Picture stat, rickety boat. Ruffians. Per producer, per! What goes per? Per is a purr is a sound that a certain animal makes. So purr is a sound that a certain animal makes. Very common household pet makes a purr. So a common household pet makes this sound, and it is a 3-letter word. 3-letter word. A purr is like, I don't know if I can do it like that sound that one animal might make if it is very happy. Yeah, so a purr is a certain animal, or is a sound that a certain animal makes. It makes this sound when it is very happy. So maybe you're like petting it and make this sound. I gotta get a picture of what this animal is. Gotta get a picture. One of these guys would make a purr. The purr is the little vibrating sound, the vibrating noise that this animal can make. Anyways, this is a cat. This is a cat. I have a cat in here. Put a cat in here. Okay. Century sections. Century sections. So a century is a span of 100 years, right? A century is 100 years, right? The century is 100 years, right? And if we could divide them into sections or into parts, right? Well, something C, something. We have an S here. Exactly, this is gonna be decades. And for those of you who don't know, a decade is a span of 10 years. A decade is a span of 10 years, whereas a century is a span of 100 years. And a span, I mean a period of time. That's what I mean here. A span of time, basically. We would say a period of time. A year is a span of 365 days, or a week is a span of 7 days. Anyways, yes, so a decade. Decade is going to be our decade. Alright, so we got decades. Got here. Best sound. I don't know if we're going to know this one. I don't know if we're no. We might know this one. This is a sound. So a nest is a thing that birds build to lay their eggs in it, right? So a nest, something birds build to lay their eggs in, right? And so when the little eggs hatch, the little chicks, so a chick is a baby bird, they make these little noises. Yeah, so this word is the name. I don't know if we're gonna know this one. So this word is the sound that a baby bird makes. So there's a couple of them. There's a few different ones that we might say. We might say that they peep, for example. That could be one. Like little chickens peep. We also know that birds chirp as well too, just in general. So birds might chirp. This is kind of a similar word. It also starts with a C, so I'll put that in there. Hoping that I'm thinking of the right word. I think. Yeah. Another word that we might say that a bird makes. This word here is a homonym for a word that means and then for them, I spelled it wrong. There we go. For a word, so they have the same sound. For a word that means very inexpensive. So that helps. Maybe that helps. Possibly. They have the same sound. Same. Sorry, it's a homophone. Anyway, cheap. Yeah, so this is cheap, exactly. So this is gonna be cheap. And we say also that birds cheap. I think that's good. They say cheap, cheap. Let's do that here. Okay. Alright, so birds are gonna cheep. And then a lassie is a type of a dog. A lassie is a dog on a TV show. I don't know if we're gonna know this one. Yeah, some of these are tricky today. But Lassie was this dog on this old TV show. Very specific type of dog. Very specific breed. of dog. Oh, I think I just froze. Uh-oh. Oh. Okay. My computer didn't like the image that I grabbed, I guess. Okay, this is like it's a type of dog. Very specific type of dog. We're trying to get a picture of what this dog is. It's one of these. One of these guys. So this word, we're looking for the name of this breed of dog. I think I have enough things here. So super close, super close. Yeah, that is a collie. I-E is how we're gonna spell that. But yeah, exactly. So collie. Yeah, so Lassie was a collie. That is what we call these dogs. Over here, country. A podage. Something. So looking for an opponent. Obviously, an opponent is somebody who maybe is somebody that you are competing against, right? So an opponent, somebody that you are competing against, right? So if say you had like an enemy, for example, you would be, that could also be considered your opponent, right? Somebody that you are competing against or maybe fighting against, right? So this word basically is another word for your enemy. Maybe, for example, the person that you are fighting against. Kind of like your rival, right? So somebody that you are against. Exactly, that is going to be a foe. So your foe is going to be your enemy. Let's put that in here. There we go. And I think we can get this one here. This country, county events. So I think the other day we found out that the county was sort of like a division, a section, like a region of maybe a state or like a larger region, for example. So a county, sort of like a smaller region, a small region, in a state or province, for example, right? Counties are we usually think about the counties as being sort of rural. Anyways, this word here, and we can see that there is an S here. These are events that happen in the country, in the countryside, maybe in small towns, basically. Kind of, maybe like little small town events that would happen. I'm gonna get a picture of whatever I am talking about. You know, like there might be rides and stuff like that, different booths and things like that. Kind of like this. So they have the different tents and things like that. There's some booths for food, right? Or food stands or food stalls. Looks like we have some rides for kids. Lots of little tents and things like that. And it's just kind of a temporary little event that maybe happens in a small town in the country, for example. So something like that. To see if there's like another. Yeah, here is the official definition for this here: an outside event where you can ride on large machines for pleasure and play games to win prizes, maybe. Anyways, this is a fair. This is a fair. So fairs are events that would happen temporarily outside, typically in in a county or the countryside. All right. Oh, I think this was in the crossword the other day. So we learned the other day that a biathlon is a sporting event that with two sports, similar to how like a triathlon has 3 sports, right? There's like a marathon, cycling, and then a swimming component, right? So a biathlon also combines 2 sports. It combines skiing and shooting. All right, so skiing and shooting. So to do the shooting component, you would need a very specific type of gun. And exactly, that is going to be a rifle. A rifle. It's going to be the type of gun we are going to use. One that you would typically use to go hunting with. So a hunting rifle. Let's see what else we can get here. Here's. Oh, yeah, we can do this one. We're just looking for a synonym for appears. As in, for example, it appears like, you know, so it like, basically to see something that maybe, to say that something has the look of something. We don't know 100% sure, but we would use these words if we were hypothesizing about something, right? So, looking for that kind of word. Or even like looks like too, that would be another one, right? Exactly. This is going to be seems like. Great words that we would use if we were making hypotheses. There we go. All right. I don't know what else we are going to be able to get here as a group. I mean, placid. This is a, I don't think we know this word, placid. But if something is placid, it seems almost very like serene. Serene and maybe unbothered, for example. Here, I'm gonna put this into a sentence here. So the placid pace of village life, right? Like it's kind of slow, kind of sleepy, right? And exactly, this word is going to be calm. Calm is going to be placid. A much more common word. Calm, peaceful, quiet, unworried. Exactly. So I think that's all we're gonna get today without knowing a lot of trivia, because a lot of these are trivia. Anyways, great job, everybody. Really appreciate your help. Yeah, I think that's all we're gonna get here. Anyways, all right. Because it's the same in French. Is it? Oh, okay, perfect. Oh, nice. Nice. I feel like this is not a very common word in English. So that's the tricky part. But calm is definitely a very, very common word. Actually, since you're French, what goes in here? I don't know. What might go here? Oh, actually, I think I know what this is. Oh. This is a T. Like paw. I don't think we're gonna get this section. I know what these are, but like, they're not useful words for you guys. Alright, anyways. Thank you so much, everybody, for your help. This goes so much faster with help. So I really appreciate it. Thank you for hanging out with me this morning. Really appreciate it. The next time I will be back for a crossword stream will be on Wednesday at 1300 UTC. So I will be back on Wednesday for another crossword stream. I might hop on tomorrow to do, no, not tomorrow. I might hop on Sunday to do the live lesson I was supposed to do yesterday. I could not get anything to connect yesterday. It was really bad, and I spent a lot of my morning troubleshooting and trying to get things to connect again. So I had some technical problems, but I might be back on Sunday to do the live. That would be at 1300 UTC as well. So I will post that more officially some places. But I will be back for the next crossword on Wednesday at 1300 UTC. So thank you so much, everybody. Yeah, that's fantastic. I'm so happy that you learned a lot of new words. Yeah, this is such a fun activity to do, to sort of learn and discover new things and just review things that maybe we don't encounter all the time, right? Especially when you're at a C1, C2 level. Some of those words are so rare that you don't come across them very often in conversation or in reading or anything like that. So this is kind of a fun way to sort of review words randomly or learn some new random vocabulary that you might not normally come across. Anyways, yeah, so thanks again so much. If you need any help or anything like that, outside of this, feel free to send me a message. I am most available on Telegram. That is the best way to get a hold of me. So there are also the groups on there and everything like that too. I love when people participate in the groups. I love when people respond to the prompts and things like that. So feel free to participate there if you would like. And yeah, I will see you guys all Wednesday, definitely, for the next crossword. Anyways, have a good weekend, everybody. All right. Bye.